What's going on YouTube? Mark Fleetwood here. Welcome back to the Daily Grind Trader. Today I've got another Ravencoin technical analysis video for you, so stay tuned. I'm going to bring you all the information I have for your Ravencoin trading. Stick around, I'll be right back. Alright guys, we're on TradingView and we're on the Ravencoin chart. We're sitting on the hourly chart. And I'm sitting on the hourly chart right now because I don't want to go too far back or look too far into the future or try to look too far into the future. I found that keeping the range a little bit tighter tends to create a little bit more accuracy within the range. Obviously, as we know, guys, that the market has been tough. It's been going down, almost exclusively down. And if you notice as well, I cut out a lot of technical or a lot of indicators. I have really gone to price action and supply and demand. And I'm going to give you a little bit of price action, supply and demand, and also volume analysis or volume spread analysis, excuse me. So first thing, we're going to get into this range where we're at right now. And this range, you know, we're going to go from here November 8th to current day. So we've been in a pretty tight consolidation range for about 12 days. You know, this was a big dip down. This was our big spike down that happened on Wednesday the 22nd, or Wednesday the 9th, excuse me. That was the FTX event, or the actual like timing of the event where everything just dumped, and we've been consolidating since. What I want to show you here, this V-shaped recovery here, this deep V-shaped recovery here, that's going to be a zone of a liquidity zone. It's going to be a demand zone. So what I'm going to do, and take about from here down to the bottom. And let's say from here, this is where buying pressure is going to come in. And if we kind of have another free fall event, this is going to be the most likely scenario or most likely place where we'll find buying pressure and the price will hold. The most likely scenario is that in this zone, price will hold, and it's between 2 cents and 1.89, let's just call it 1.89 cents. That range is going to be, if you know the bottom falls out again, that will be the first area where there should at least be a fight to get through that area. If it does break through, we would be going back to like June, back to the all-time low, or the most recent low of this year, around 1.75, I believe it was, and that would be the next area that we would have as another area of demand. Now, in that same vein, what we look at like here is this massive sell wick. And you see we're going kind of sideways, 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 bought up a little bit, and then we have the massive sell wick down. So this is going to be where the supply is. It's going to be our supply zone. And this is the most likely area where an up run will get stopped. This is going to be the most likely area where if we do get a little bit of a pump, that we would see a reversal off. And I'll explain that to you, and I'll explain why. When sell pressure first came in hard, this volume here, this amount of volume on an hourly candle is not possible from retail traders. It's going to be big money traders, big money firms. Typically, Ravencoin and other altcoins just get sold or bought with Bitcoin. So the big firms, they hold altcoins as well, just not nearly in the same value as Bitcoin. But this area here, there's going to be sells that weren't filled. And the next time the price gets to that level, those limit sells will still be there. And typically they'll get hit and they'll spike back off of that zone and they'll come back down. If it doesn't spike all the way back down, it'll at least be an area of pressure where it will try to hit it, and it'll hit it multiple times before breaking through. Unfortunately, with liquidity zones and supply demand zones, the more they get hit, the less likely they are to hold, because typically if you've got buy orders here and this big V-shaped correction, all the buys then get filled. You come down again, a little bit more of those buys get filled. And eventually there aren't going to be more buy orders set there to get filled. And that's when the price can fall through. So that's what I think for Ravencoin, that's going to be our area of to really watch, is to see if we can hold this area, if we come back to it again, if we even get to it again. As of right now, dynamically, the 200 hourly moving average, the EMA, the 200 EMA on the hourly chart is holding a tough resistance here. And looking at a volume spread analysis, this candle here, that first rejection candle, looks like a buying climax. It was the highest by far, the highest volume all the way back until the 14th Monday. So over a week, or right around a week, the highest volume candle by far. And what happened was there was all kinds of buy pressure, and at one point this candle was all the way up here, and the selling pressure came in and cut it in half. Selling pressure came in, cut the value of the candle in half. And even when you see big volume, you have to know what the spread is. I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions about volume, is saying, oh, this look, this is a big green high volume candle, the price is going to go up, it's a bullish move with volume. You have to understand the spread. This first candle was a big volume candle comparatively to everything before it. The wick is on the bottom side, all the pressure was on buying. That was a good buying candle. This one was not, because all the pressure was coming from the top down. So while this was a green candle, the most pressure became selling pressure once it got to a price point where there were sellers in the market. And it's at that 200 period moving average, the 200 EMA for the hourly, and you see we're falling off of it. We do have a line of support here. It seems like price is trying to get back above, and it could range even tighter between this 200 and the support, and not even make it back down to the zone, which would actually be a good thing for buyers and heighten the ability for the buying pressure to break above the 200 period moving average. For the short term, within the next couple of days, what we would need to see to have a positive market outlook is going to be to break above the 200 hourly EMA, break above that, and then you could test this resistance here at about 2.5 cents and potentially get back up into the supply zone. If we lose the support here at 2.13, 2.12 in this range, we lose the support, then we're looking down to 2 cents even to see if the demand zone will hold up. Likely this demand will hold up at least one more time, but every time it gets touched, it gets a little bit weaker. It might, like this here, just barely touched it. The next one might dive in and get all the way to the bottom and then shoot back up like this one did. So that's kind of what I'm looking at here for Ravencoin. Right now I'm in a no-go zone for trades because it's just so tightly consolidating, and you can actually make this a little triangle if you want. Kind of something along these lines if you want to. I kind of stopped doing it because it seems like you can just redraw over and over again and make it whatever you want to make it fit. But something along those lines. But a breakout of any of these won't matter. If you break out of this line but you don't break below here, there's not going to be much of a break point for a downward break. If you break up and you can't get over the 200 period moving average, there's not going to be much of a break up. So these lines, I don't really care too much for triangles and draws like that anymore. I've gotten to the point where they don't really mean much to me anymore. I'm looking at price action, I'm looking at volume analysis, I'm looking at areas of supply and demand, and obviously at this point right now, the 200 hourly EMA was obviously a point of resistance, so I'd be watching that. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something from it. Remember guys, nowhere near a financial advisor. This is not advice at all. I'm just sharing with you my technical analysis. So until next time, peace.